Oh, we got Magic tweeting this out. He's tweeting his own GIF out right there. That's when the Lakers got the #2 pick. He's bouncing. And you know who else is bouncing? Big Game's bouncing.
You got to tweet your own GIF out tonight.
That's an old 80s move, you know. Magic had the double. Sock him. Oh. Oh. He did the sock him. Oh.
Kind of like lean in like that. You know who's here? You were already talking to him about 20 minutes ago when he was taking a little sip of his water, getting his tie on, getting ready to be on the show.
You sure it was water?
Yeah.
Lakers win, right?
Celebrating already?
Fun, right?
Brez on the way.
Mike Bresnahan on the way, and he is here. Brez, Lakers up 2-0, 2 more wins to win their first championship in 10 years. And you want to talk AD, kind of joining in what we were saying before, the dominant performance. They have no answer for him. It's his time, and he's, as they say, he's sniffing it.
You know, somewhat surprisingly, it's his 8th NBA season. The best trophy he's ever won was the 2017 All-Star Game MVP. Never won the Defensive Player of the Year award. Obviously, never been the league MVP. I feel like he's going for something a little stronger than an All-Star MVP, guys. I mean, look at him tonight. He was amazing. Made, 14 of his first 16 shots. But you can't forget about LeBron either. Both these guys have been amazing together. I love how yesterday AD was asked, is there anything LeBron has that you wish you had? They said, you know what? A ring. A ring. But LeBron promised me a ring when I joined this team last year. So we're very close to that. So the thing about these two guys, zero jealousy whatsoever. LeBron's already won 4 regular season MVPs and 3 finals MVPs. So I don't think he really cares if he wins a final MVP. If the Lakers are able to keep winning, close out the series, you know, one of those two guys is surely going to win if that happens.
LeBron wants to collect rings.
Yeah.
He knows where Magic is. He knows where Kobe is. He knows where MJ is. He knows where everybody is.
Oh, no doubt. But AD, it was surprising me. He's never really won a trophy besides that one little puny All-Star Game's fun. It's whatever it is, but...
Oh, you're right.
Nothing.
You're right.
Is puny.
You know what's interesting? You know what's interesting? I'm curious how many guys would be on this list. We'd have to do a little research, but winning a college national championship, an Olympic gold medal, and then an NBA championship.
He has won the gold medal for sure, yeah.
But he was the youngest guy on that team and wasn't a big part of it. But still, I mean, he's adding to that resume if they can win 2 more games. When they win 2 more games.
Big game, you said. You smell it. It smells good, too, man.
And Brez hit it right. We were saying, in 8 seasons, he has come along, and look at, he has all these, all-stars and all stuff, but you've got to win.
He's been first-team All-NBA. He's been first-team All-Defense tons of times. But as far as hardware, not a lot of it.
Hardware is different.
And when you have a lot of pressure on you, when you're that type of player, like he is, they expect you to win. And when you can do it at, 25, 26? When you can do it that early and you still got some muscle left in your career, it takes a lot of pressure off the rest of your career. You've done it already. You come into a season, not lackadaisical, but I've done that. You know how to do it. And you want to do it again. Just like LeBron. That's the only thing Kobe and LeBron, that's all you settle for. Making it to the Western Conference or the Eastern Conference final, that means nothing. And so he'll want to experience that again. And, LeBron's going to get a little older in the next few years. AD might be the next guy leading the way. So it's just great that he's experiencing that. Hopefully he'll get it here in a couple more wins.
There's a time in a guy's career. I mean, we just showed that number. Shaq scored 83 points in his first 2 finals games in a Laker uniform. That was in 2000. He had enough. He's 8 years in. He's ready to win a championship. He was 0-1 in the finals. There was no stopping him.
I love the fact that, AD has proven and shown that he can preserve the career of LeBron James. LeBron James is the best player on the planet still. Make no mistake about that. But because he's so dominant and because he's so efficient in his space, he's going to preserve LeBron. We have not seen him slide not one bit. So he's going to continue to play at this level because of the excellence of Anthony Davis. It's just amazing to watch, man. They're a perfect pair.
Facts. Let's go back to the bubble. Facts.
Facts.
Let's go back to the bubble. Markieff Morris is now with Mike.
Say no cap.
Facts.
No cap.
No cap.
All right, Markieff Morris, kind enough to join us from the bubble after the Lakers take a 2-0 series lead. Keith, you knew Miami was shorthanded. You knew they were going to play desperate. What did you guys do to keep them at bay and, for the most part of the game, keep a double-digit lead?
You know, they play hard, man. We just had to max their intensity. They're kind of similar to the Denver team with a lot of cut and a lot of movement. We just really match their intensity. You know, they play in the zone, so we try to still extra possessions on the glass. We just try to beat them down low.
Markieff, I know you're only halfway there towards the goal that you guys have, but I wanted to ask you just what it's been like being with this Lakers team in this crazy, unique year. You joined the squad in March. Now you're playing key finals minutes as a key member of the rotation next to LeBron, AD, and everybody else. What's the journey been like for you?
You know, it was bumpy in the beginning with just all the stuff that happened. But you know, once we got here, first couple games went by, and then we came back to playing Lakers basketball. You know, we all got a goal, and that's to win the championship. And I think you know, tonight we showed that, and we got 2 more games to get the championship.
All right, last question for you. What have you noticed with the way Miami plays, whether it's the zone defense or all the cutting on offense, that is most important for you guys to take into Game 3 and try to make sure that you stay on the winning side of things?
He's on, I see him right now.
I would say their offense, you know, just containing them when they cut, when they slip, and when they move, and just playing our style of basketball, staying physical, playing us, you know, getting rebounds and running, and you know, just getting the ball in the Brown AD hand.
All right, appreciate it, Markieff. Thanks for the time.
No doubt, man.
Media.
Yeah. 2 more, dog.
We don't
About
say
to be the
anything.
MVP, bro.
Let's go. 124 to 114. LeBron James. Sorry, I got my eyes on big game. It's tough not to watch him and Karan right now. 33, 9 and 9.
Yeah. Y'all see it.
Nice.
The old man bounce right there.
All upper body, too. We just here with it.
Hands in the pocket,
Nice.
just back on up.
Every once in a while, throw.
I like that.
Just wish we
hear
were
from
down at
Frank
Staples
Vogel.
Center. That's the only thing
I
that's
know.
missing.
It's the only thing missing.
Down there with the fans, man.
Kids maybe put the flag on the car today, and I said, it's just not the same when you're not rolling it down to Staples Center. Let's hear from Frank Vogel. He's speaking with Mike in the media.
Hey, Frank, Mike Trudell. On the walk-off for Spectrum, AD's basically said that he wasn't satisfied with the way that you guys as a team played overall. Thought there were a lot of places that things could improve. So despite winning by that margin, what do you take away from his reaction to the game?
I agree with him. You know, particularly on the defensive end, you know, we knew they were going to be different, and you know, with no Bam, they bring 5 3-point shooters, and you know, their movement offense is very difficult to guard no matter who's in uniform. But we definitely have to do a better job, in particular on the defensive end. I thought we attacked offensively really well. Had one of our well, we had a poor shooting night from perimeter, but I liked the quality of the shots for the most part, and you know, even having a poor shooting night, we still end up with an offensive rating of 136. So I was pleased with what we did on that end of the floor. You know, obviously you can always get better on both sides, but defensively we got to be better.
Frank, just wondered what those conversations were like in practice with LeBron, with Rondo, about dissecting his zone, and you know, you guys just getting to that level of talking about hoops.
Yeah, just you know, we know the spacing that we want to get to, and it's in a few different alignments. You know, obviously, you know, a lot of teams don't have 10, 15, 20 different zone offensive plays like they do with man-to-man, but there's a few different alignments we want to get to out of the zone that we feel are favorable to the offense. We got a lot of them tonight, and you know, obviously Doe and Bron and our whole group has a great ability to communicate where the holes are, what they're looking for, and work together in those types of things.
Frank, what were you seeing happening in the third quarter there when they cut that 18-point lead to 9, especially defensively?
In the third quarter, you said?
Yeah, when they cut down, you guys had an 18-point lead, and they cut it all the way down to 9, and just wondering what you saw.
Yeah, this team has a lot of fight, and like I said, they're extremely difficult to guard no matter who's in uniform. You know, it doesn't matter that they have some guys out; they're a deep team, and you know, with Bam out, they become different from a standpoint of more spacing at the three-point line, which presents different kinds of challenges. You know, obviously, you know, Bam is an all-star, one of their best players, but you know, they become different. You know, with him and Dragic out, and you know, those guys played extremely hard, kept fighting to cut into the lead, like I said, we got to do some things better, a lot of things better on the defensive end. But that's what that's what getting to work and the process is all about. Review the film, meet tomorrow as a team, and make some improvements.
Awesome.
Start with David Veneman.
Frank, this is the first time a pair of Laker teammates scored 30-plus in a finals game since Shaq and Kobe back in 2002. What is the way that Anthony and LeBron are able to dominate at the same time? Do they take turns? Do they feed the hot hand? How do they kind of work it out together that way?
Well, they both, and our whole team attacks the defense and reads. You know what I mean? And obviously they both have the ability to score against single coverage, so to speak, whatever action you're talking about. But they're both willing passers. So sometimes they're feeding each other. Sometimes they're destroying their own man. And sometimes they're making the extra pass to the open man. Both have that elite ability to score and to read defense. So, again, big reason. Those two were huge tonight and a big reason for the win.
We'll go with Dan.
Frank, you guys had, I think, I'm looking at it right here, 16 offensive rebounds, 8 for Anthony. Physically, how have you guys been able to kind of dominate and use your size in this series, and how big of a factor do you think that's been in these 2 wins?
Yeah, we got a lot of those rebounds, not even, with our big lineup. There's a lot of holes in the zone. That's one of them, being able to crash the boards. And we definitely punished that aspect of their zone defense.
Go with Kyle.
Frank, in those situations where you're losing a lead, I mean, you've been in that position a lot these playoffs and gone on to win a number of those games anyway, turn it back. What do you look for in the groups that you want out on the floor? And to your observations, what's their sort of dialogue? Are they trying to simplify things, or how do they approach it?
Well, each group knows what the strengths are of the personnel that are out there. The great thing is we always have either Rondo or LeBron out there to quarterback the action, and make sure that we're seeing seeing the targets and trying to get the ball to guys in positions to be effective. And when you have two guys like that, or one of them on the floor for all 48 minutes, you're going to get a lot of good action. So I credit those guys.
We'll go back to Dan for follow-up.
Frank, this league, by and large, has gone small in the last decade or so. Why has going large worked for you guys and being big?
Well, we haven't necessarily gone large, big, use the word large. We're a hybrid team. We play all season long, half the game big lineups, half the game small, and then we have the ability against bigger teams to play more minutes with a big lineup, and we have the ability to play more small lineups against smaller teams when that's needed, like you saw in the Houston series, like you saw with a lot of tonight's game. Dwight started, but he was very effective in his minutes, and that's the biggest thing is our ability to be a hybrid.
All right, we're going to go back to Will for our last few.
All right. Yeah, Frank, I'll have a couple more for you. Bill Oral.
Hey, Frank. You indicated in your on-court interview with Rachel that offensively for AD in that third quarter is probably about as good as it gets. Curious what you've seen from him kind of throughout this postseason run from him in terms of his confidence and his aggression, and what kind of growth you've seen in his mindset as you guys have gotten deeper into this.
Well, you said the word right there. His mindset is he wants to be a champion, and he's extremely motivated to play at a high level, and you're seeing it every time he steps onto the floor. Obviously defensively, he's a unicorn, in my opinion, the defensive player of the year. But his shot making, the many ways that he can hurt you offensively, in the post, rolling to the basket, working the baseline like he did against his own, working the middle, shooting threes from the perimeter. It's just very unique, and you can just see his determination, to win this championship on both sides of the ball. But I thought tonight you saw
roll offensive rebounds.
And James,
it's just amazing.
Big game. We talked about this the other day. Rob was on set, Karan, but kind of how LeBron is loving AD in this spotlight. I think he's really enjoying it. And that's part of their friendship. What they said, we're never jealous of each other.